What's up, NBA fans? This is Nick Roloff from Chat Sports on NBA Now. And after the lottery concluded on Sunday, meaning we have the full draft order completed, I thought it would be a good time to release my initial big board. We will look at the top 30 prospects in this draft class according to yours truly, who I have as first-round grades, at least as of right now. The NBA Combine is happening this week, so things could change, but I did want to release my initial big board. And before we get into it, I just want to get a temperature check. Do you guys want more NBA draft content? Our video on Sunday was a post-lottery mock draft, and that did fantastic. If you continue and want more NBA draft coverage here on the channel, hit that thumbs up icon. The goal is 500 likes, and if we get 500 likes, well, we'll break down the NBA draft combine later in the week as well. All right, let's get it with number one, and it is Alex Sarr, the forward/center out of Perth. I just think he's got all the talent in the world, and yes, this isn't the most loaded draft class, but I think he is the top guy. He can protect the rim. He can switch. He is going to be a defensive menace right away. It's all if he could develop a jump shot, because if he could get a consistent jumper down, well, then he really can be a star in the NBA. Nikola is my number two, the guard from Serbia playing for Red Star, and he is as good as a playmaker as you could find. 6'7", he just has a superb IQ and can really distribute the basketball. One concern with Topic, though, is just a couple days ago in his finals of the league he's playing in, he left with a non-contact knee injury. So that's something we are going to have to keep our eye on for Topic throughout this NBA draft process. It kind of does sound like he is going to be fine and be able to participate in workouts before the NBA draft, but it is a concern. He hurt it during the season, had to miss a pair of months. Hurts it again. Does he have an injury concern going into the draft? I don't know. Number three, Buzelis, the forward from G League Ignite. I'm a little bit higher on him than most, but his frame at 6'10", he can really move. He is as good as a defender as you will find, too. Needs to tighten up the handle and get more of a consistent jump shot, but the tools are there to be an elite two-way four that can really slide next to a solid center or three in the NBA. I'm a big fan of Buzelis. Number four is Zaccharie Risacher from JL Bourg, another Frenchman at the top of this class. A lot of people are skeptical of Risacher. I get it. Like, a lot of people just don't know what to expect from him. Some people have said he's the French KD, and some of the moves he makes, like, there's a lot of fluidity in his game. But another scout and executive says he has the defensive Jaden McDaniels. So this guy's a complete mystery to the common folk, and I do have him as my fourth guy. Like, the upside is definitely there, but we could also have a Mario Hezonja case where he just kind of stinks. Well, the Hawks did win the lottery on Sunday, jumping from number 10 to number 1 to get that top overall selection. Who should they take? I just revealed the top 4 guys. Should it be one of those? If I had to pick, I would say they take Alex Sarr and move on from Clint Capella, but you let me know who they should take down below. Number 5 is my first collegiate player, Stephon Castle, the freshman guard from UConn. He was just terrific for the Huskies this past year. Plays a winning brand of basketball. Nothing flashy, but will be a very solid role player in the NBA for at least 7 seasons. You can take that to the bank. I'm a fan of Castle's game. Sheppard, another true freshman coming in here at number 6. Shot over 50% from 3 for the Wildcats a year ago, while also averaging 2.5 steals a contest in Kentucky. At the Combine, showcased a 42-inch vertical. So this man is going to rise up draft boards. He's a very solid overall basketball player. I think he's very similar to Derek White, and if you want Derek White, which you should on your basketball team, he is worthy of a top 10 selection. Donovan Clingan here at number 7, the center from UConn, just a massive frame, 7'2", thick, long arms. Not the most athletic guy, but is able to make up with it because of his physicality. I think he can be a solid rim protector in the NBA, but he's going to have to sell teams on his long-term upside to shoot the basketball because his offensive game is very limited right now, but the defensive prowess is absolutely there. Someone who doesn't lack defense at all, Dalton Knecht, the forward from Tennessee. He is a flat-out flamethrower. averaged over 20 points per game for the Volunteers a season ago, while shooting 40% from 3 on 8+ attempts a contest. He is the best volume three-point shooter in this class, if you ask me. He might not be the most efficient, but in terms of volume, he is. I think he is a solid three-level scorer in the NBA. I mean, I don't want to get lazy here, but I do see a little bit of a Gordon Hayward comp here. Gordon Hayward was very athletic. Dalton Knecht, also very athletic. He had a 39-inch vertical at the Combine. Younger brother of Jalen Williams from the Oklahoma City Thunder. By the way, how about them getting that victory last night over the Dallas Mavericks? Cody Williams here. Only measured in at 6'6" and change when a lot of people had him listed at 6'9". Nonetheless, very long, very athletic, solid defender, shot 40% from 3 for the Buffaloes a year ago as well. There's a lot that he has to work on with his game, but the upside is there when you combine his defense and shooting ability. 3-and-D wing, yeah, teams are always looking for those. Rob Dillingham rounds out my top 10, the guard from Kentucky. A lot of people are big fans of Dillingham and actually have him in their top 3 or top 5 in this draft class. I think Dillingham is a fantastic scorer. He has a knack for finding his spot and lighting it up from 3. I am just concerned with his frame. To me, it's like a Bones Highland frame where, like, can he play on the floor in the biggest moments, and is he going to be able to defend? That is going to be the biggest question mark for Dillingham, but there's no question he could be a sixth-man 15-point-per-game scorer in year 1 of the NBA. Jared McCain out of Duke, number 11 here. He might be the best 3-and-D guard in this class. Went 19 of 25 in the standing three-point shooting contest at the Combine just last night. McCain did a lot of nice things for Duke, including having an 8+ three-pointer game on the road against Florida State. He has a very silky smooth jump shot. He can light it up from deep while also getting in the grill of opposing guards. More prospects to talk about in just a second, but we do have to show some love to Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. It's daily fantasy made easy. It's very simple, guys. Really, all you do is pick more or less on 2 or more player stat projections. And during the NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs, there's also MLB, there's golf, there's tons of different sports you can play, but you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct entries right now. There are playoff basketball games happening this evening. Knicks Pacers, Game 5, massive game. I got an entry for that contest. More than 8.5 points for Obi Toppin, more than 12.5 rebounds for Josh Hart, and less than 22.5 points for Dante DiVincenzo. Fascinating series unfolding with OG Anunoby out. We'll see how my entry does today. That is a 3-player entry to win 5 times my money, but the reason why I also love Prize Picks is the daily specials. You can look, they had Caitlin Clark more than half a point running. I mean, that's over now if you're watching this on Wednesday because she made her WNBA debut on Tuesday. But they also have Taco Tuesday. They also have Flex Friday, Demons, Goblins. They make daily fantasy so much fun because it's different every single day. So just pick more or less on 2 or more player stat projections and get a first deposit match up to $100 when you download the app and use code CLNS, or just visit the link, prizepicks.com/CLNS, and use code CLNS. That link will be in the description and comments of today's video. Jacoby Walter from Baylor here at number 12. I also feel like I'm a little bit higher on him than some other NBA guys out there. I like his three-point shooting ability. Was very solid for Scott Drew a year ago, and I think he's going to be able to slide into any roster as a 6th or 7th man and be a three-point shooter off the bench. Ron Holland at 13, very fascinating prospect. Someone who I thought could have been the #1 pick coming into this draft process if you look back 3 or 4 months ago. But his inefficiency playing for the G League Ignite really held him back. If he's got to improve his jump shot and ability to score without taking 20 shots a game in order to be a higher pick. Kyle Filipowski, the forward/center out of Duke. I think there's a lot to be untapped with his upside. I'm a fan of his potential floor spacing ability at 7 feet tall. Sure, there's going to be athletic concerns and his ability to defend in the NBA, but I think the offense will be there. Intriguing to see where he ends up going. A team like the Thunder, having him as his backup center to Chet Holmgren with their 12th pick, could be very enticing. Isaiah Collier, the guard from USC, true freshman. Also, just like Ron Holland, could have went #1 if this draft was taking place 8 months ago. fan of Collier, but he's just got to become more consistent. And like Ron Holland, become more efficient because it wasn't there for the Trojans a year ago. Johnny Furphy. Don't know if he's going to stay in the NBA draft, as these prospects do have some time to make the decision if they maintain college eligibility, which Furphy did. He's got a silky smooth release, man. Great high release. Freshman from Australia. I'm a fan of his upside and ability to be a floor spacing 3 in the NBA. He's just got to get a little bit better on defense, but I'm a fan of that shot. Tristan de Silva, maybe the person who does everything the best in terms of all-around game. De Silva is 6'10", or 6'8", excuse me. He can defend. He can shoot it. Shot 40% for the Colorado Buffaloes a year ago from 3. Also averaged 16 points. He is an all-around stud. De Silva will be very close to flirting with being a lottery pick. Or almost just halfway there throughout today's video, but make sure you are subscribed to us here at Chat Sports. We'll be live for the NBA draft and have the best NBA coverage. We'll also be live for NBA free agency, live for the NBA Finals, so make sure you hit that sub button and join us for the best coverage surrounding the NBA on YouTube. All right, let's get back to it with Devin Carter from Providence at 18. He really improved, man. Also has a 42-inch vertical, 6'3". He can leap out of the gym. Averaged 8.5 rebounds for the Friars a year ago. Very similar to Josh Hart, just more of a guard body than a forwards body. That Hart is like 6'5", 6'6". Carter also shot very well from 3 for Providence. He is going to make a contending team very happy in year 1. Kyshawn George at 19, freshman, coming out of the Hurricane system with Jim Larinaga. Slow jump shot, but an effective jump shot. Lengthy body. I think he has to get more quick, and not in terms of just his athleticism, but in terms of his processing. His jump shot needs to get out of his hands quicker. If he's able to up his speed of play and adjust to that next level, George could be a very solid pro for the next 10 years. Ryan Dunn. I have him as a top 20 guy, but I think I'm alone in that thinking, and it's going to be hard for me to justify this much longer. He might be the most offensively challenged player in this draft class, but his defense and size is just so damn good. He is quick. He is fast. His arm length is insane. He moves his feet. He was so elite on the defensive side of the floor for Virginia. If you can just give me a little bit of offense, this is going to be a stud in the NBA. Right now, he's a very, very raw Jared Vanderbilt player. Kel'el Ware, the center from Indiana. I like Ware, man. He's lengthy. I compare him to Noah Clowney from a year ago who came out of Alabama. Can shoot the 3 ball if absolutely necessary, but is very, very athletic, can rock the rim, but also just reject your shot with ease. You see those lengthy arms on screen right now. He's got a great wingspan and is able to contest shots from all over the place. Kevin McCullough, the forward from Kansas, battled a lot of injuries for the Jayhawks a year ago, but he was balling before those injuries. 18 points a contest, good defender, can shoot the 3 ball. Very old, though. He's 22. He reminds me of someone who could come in and give you a little Jaime Jaquez Jr. type boost to your rotation in year 1. Yves Missi, the center from Baylor. This dude's an athletic freak, man. Very raw. Will have to improve on the fundamentals and his overall technique, but like he's right away going to give you something like Derek Lively gave the Mavericks. Lively was much better, but Missi shares those same traits of athletic, can block shots. I'm a big fan of Missi, and if you get him into a system that might not need to depend on him right away and let him develop a little bit of offense and get used to NBA athletes as well, he could be very solid. Tyler Smith out of the G League Ignite, another player like Ryan Dunn. He's 6'10", 6'11", with lengthy arms, can really defend and move his feet, but he just does not have an offensive game, man. His combine numbers, shooting free throws, with terrible. I think he shot 3 of 10. He also could not make a jump shot. He has no jumper at all, but if he is able to develop a below average jump shot, well, then there's something there because he's a superb athlete, can get out in transition, and can really move his feet on the defensive side of the floor. I'm a big fan of Tyler Smith's upside, but the floor is just so damn low. I have him at 24. He did play for the G League Ignite, though, and this was actually the final season of the Ignite. They're getting rid of it, which means we're going to see more kids return to the collegiate scene, which makes me happy because I'm a college basketball guy. Are you glad the G League Ignite is disbanding? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Selfishly, I'm typing my Ys because I like to see these prospects play at the college level. PJ Hall, someone who played at college for a very long time, very solid floor spacing forward for Clemson. He could score inside. He could shoot the three ball. I think he shot around 37, 38% for the Tigers this past year, which they got all the way to the Elite Eight. So they were playing some high-level basketball when it counted the most. I think he is someone who could fit really well in a championship contending team in year one, which is where this range would be. Like, I can only imagine his fit with the Denver Nuggets, like as that backup to Aaron Gordon, playing alongside Jokic. Like, that would be uber dangerous, man. Duron Holmes, the center from Dayton. I like him, man. 8'10" basketball player. He was fantastic. Averaged over 20 points a game. He also showcased a little bit of a jumper this season, which is important for his long-term ability to stay in the NBA. Athletic. A little bit of an undersized center, I will admit. So he really would have to rely on that improved jumper in the NBA in order to make a roster, because I don't know if he could compete with other NBA centers with that size unless he drags him out to the three-point line. Carlton Carrington, a fast riser in the process here. The guard from Pitt, he flashed athleticism and his shooting ability at the first day of the NBA Combine this week. And I think Carrington is going to be someone who continues to shoot up boards here. He is long. He's got good arm length. I like Carrington, 6'5". Did very nice for Capel and Pitt this year. I'm a fan of Carrington's game. Also a fan of Mark Sears. I'm much higher on him than others, but Mark Sears, a lot of Jalen Brunson comparisons. He's also basically in that same height range of 6 foot, 6'1", lefty point guard who just knows how to play the game of basketball. He can get any shot up, an elite three-point shooter. He was unbelievably good for Bama, averaging more than 20 points a game in that March Madness run that got them all the way to the Final Four. Sears was just terrific, and I think there is serious comparisons there to Jalen Brunson in their game and their size. Jalen Tyson, the guard from California at number 29. Good size here. Be intrigued to see if he's going to be able to translate to the NBA with his offensive ability. And the final player to round out today's list, Tyler Kolek, the lefty from Marquette. Just a very high IQ basketball player, big fan of his game. Just a floor general, good IQ. And this is someone that, if you are a team that doesn't really have guard depth, well, this would be a good pick here late in the first round, early second round, because he'll be able to control an offense, and he is just as good as a basketball player as you could find, and also can really defend, honestly. Not something you'd expect to see from Kolek, but you can watch the tape and see how well he defends. Fan of his game. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Nick_Roloff, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you give me a follow over there because I'm breaking down more NBA draft rumors and prospects every day. So go give me a follow.